Young producer with a rising rep and a new rhythm. Big bounce for DunWell and PlayStation.
The pandemic, thankfully, no longer a hot topic, but for many in the music industry, much of what's being heard now was made during COVID.
The pandemic really caused a slow up in releases and whatever, so right now it's kind of like getting out that material, and a lot of the material that is being released right now is pandemic songs, to be honest.
Like hotshot producer DunWell's latest project, and before that, the ding-dong hit Bounce.
I guess both me and the artists never really felt they were appropriate to release in that time when the road wasn't open, parties couldn't keep, people couldn't have like big gatherings. When them come to you with argument, make sure you run them happy. So the timing was right this year, going into summer. We released it in May. The whole world is now bouncing. I knew based on the routine that Ding had and the idea we had for the choreography, I knew that was going to connect with people.
And aiming now for a renewed connection with his PlayStation rhythm. Another example of DunWell's tendency to fuse genres.
I feel like it's a good balance of fresh and young, but also what's tried, proven and worked over time.
Oh, you feeling? Let me feel it, yeah.
I like a lot of urban music. I like dancehall, I like EDM, I like all type of music. And so when I go into the lab to create, subconsciously everything will just come out, and I'll draw things from country and mix with Afro. I will just try different things.
Afrobeats are very much in play on the new tracks.
It's a very playful sound. I think I intentionally blended dancehall elements and Afro elements. Afro elements seen as everybody can see that Afro is going on right now. Afro is a hot thing right now. So instead of fighting it and saying, oh yo, why Afro this, why Afro that, yo, what's happening to dancehall? Embrace it and try see if we can blend it up, mix it up, work with it a little bit, you know what I mean, and put it out there for the world to hear.
And the world's hopefully his stage.
You get the wife roll. Wife roll.
Look at man like King Jammys. His family still living off of slang thing. You look at Dave Kelly, Bug Greedy Man, Fiesta, and, Showtime. His family still living off of those. You look at Lenky, who made the Wally rhythm, which is probably one of the most successful rhythms out of dancehall. I mean, almost every song on that project crossed. How can I call myself a Jamaican producer and I don't try to achieve that greatness or even take that greatness to our next level? So when I had put this project together, I already knew what I wanted, and I knew I wanted to have my attempt at that, have my attempt at greatness, have my attempt at not something that's necessarily the moment, but something that can potentially be a legacy.
As for is or isn't there a formula for success, hard to say.
There's a lot of experimenting going on, which is alright and is natural because, music is always evolving, and we're in a generation where the norm is to be exposed to multiple different kinds of music. Naturally you're going to find that come out in the music. So you might have some dancehall that sound a little bit more trap, some dancehall that sound a little bit more authentic dancehall, quote unquote, and some dancehall like, for example, me now trying this thing with the Afro spin to it.
Have you ever stopped to think what make you get bun?
We're trying to find what can work in this time, where there's a whole heap of noise, whole heap of different genres, whole heap of different artists. How can we as an island break through that noise and cut through with our music same way and still maintain a certain presence in the music scene in the world?
Tall order, and many with issues about what's hot in Jamaica. But
look at Crocodile Teeth with Skilly Bang. That doesn't really have melody to that. Wap wap, like these things are working for the foreigners. Them love it. Clearly you can see Skilly Bang doing countless shows and white people are singing his song. So if you knew what the problem was, then like every day you'd hear another hit song. So I don't think anyone knows the formula or anyone knows what exactly is the thing to do. Like, I think we just have to keep on experimenting, keep on trying new things, putting things together like this rhythm, and putting it out to the world and seeing what happens.
Baby girl, it's just a messed up situation. You know the step I love you from day one.
You getting those overseas calls, DunWell?
Couple things there, man. Not talk too much, yeah.
What are people reaching out to you for?
Put it this way, we're on the right path. You understand, we're on the right path. A lot of people like the sound. A lot of people are surprised as to how clean the sound is coming from Jamaica. Like, they don't expect that kind of sound. I guess we don't set a certain standard in terms of how our stuff sound on the world platform. So the feedback has been good.
DunWell mixed several songs on Shensea's Alpha album, and those didn't have to be done over. Other productions not hitting the mark. He takes a tough line on so-called producers.
To be honest, I think that that's probably one of those underlying issues that has been happening for the past maybe 4 years in the music that people haven't really been talking about, and it's kind of a serious problem. You have people that are coming into the music and you know they buy a beat, pay an artist a voice, pay this man to play it, pay for video, whatever, and then them call themselves a producer. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing, but you're an investor, you're not a producer. And a lot of artists also breaking now, they find a song and then they look at their friend, yo, you going to be the producer and you going to be the manager. And it's just like, these people aren't people who have sat down and done the work, done the research, done the practicing, done the training. And I don't mean like formal school, but just like actually studied the craft of producing. That's more than just making a beat, but like making a song, marketing a song. The problem is talent not working with talent. Like, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. What do you expect to happen?
But some of those people have found a market. So does it matter?
But is it lasting? That is the bigger question. Is it lasting? Are you trying to make music for the moment, or are you trying to set a legacy?
Sean Paul Massacre, Stefflon Don, Shenseea and Governor in the lineup on PlayStation.
Say you want peace, get you much more. Deliver the good straight to your front door. Make it up, me a one